There we go. Tess, can you say something?
Something.
Okay.
Did you hear that? No.
I gotta put it on speaker. Since we've been on a call together.
Did you hear? You disappeared. Hi there, little guy.
You must have been busy and on calls that we're.
Yeah.
And
Hi, guys.
Hi, Big Dan.
Hi, Ezra. Hi, Tess.
All buckled in.
Yep.
Yes.
Truck goes boop, boop. All right, Tess, you going to take that open house out in Marana?
I am.
All right.
I will text you for deets.
Yeah, you tell me what times you want to run it. I'll set it up.
If it was up to me, it'd probably be 14 or 15 hours both days. But I gotta, Teresa is, since we've been working sort of collaboratively, I asked her if she wanted to accompany so that we weren't a single woman alone. So I gotta find out exactly when she is available.
Okay.
So
I just did a little Facebook Live of it so you can kind of see what it looks like, and then
okay.
The photos are online. It's good.
Is it vacant or occupied?
Vacant.
Okay.
So.
What was your big win for the day,
Miss Stephanie?
What did you ask me?
Oh, I got another listing live.
That's a good win. Cool. Oh my goodness. We did. That's awesome.
How about you?
My big wins. Well, I had a great afternoon. Doing some different, learning some different trainings. I was watching Lily Nafwani's Facebook stuff from up in Phoenix, and also an article about a husband and wife team. It was like a podcast that One More Sold, I think it's called, and Jesse had sent it to me a couple weeks ago, so it was for me to listen in on. And I also helped a friend. Yeah, I helped a friend who has his license. It's not hung. He just needs to, make sure it stays active, that kind of a thing. So I've been checking in with him. And well, not all the time, but anyways, I checked in with him last year and then this year, and it was kind of like in the same place, kind of really strange. And so I was like, how about we do those classes and hang our license with Keller Williams and join our team? And, and so he's like, well, let me take those classes. And I'm like, yeah. So I helped him get that info because clearly that might not be on the top of his brain, but I'm excited for him. So
that's awesome. Is he going to join your guys' team?
Well, yes, we're going to speak that into existence.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's got his commercial real estate license. So
the Rojas Real Estate Group needs a commercial entity.
That's right. We do. And I just, that would be a great asset. I said, let's do it. But also I'm excited because, our meetings like this right now, sometimes we need that little, a lot of support, and support is good. And also my friend, he does a lot of basketball kind of, things. And I think, I was like, maybe you're just like a team player, you need more social, you need a little bit more support in this whole process. I mean, I'm sure you could feel that way if, you haven't joined anything and you don't even know what to do with your license and you're like, you know? And so I think that this could be really good for him because we do have so many, you know, phone calls to just opportunities to be part of a Zoom call, you know? Like so
Right.
much so much to the point that he wanted to take his like renewal classes, like all the in-person kind of things. And I'm like, you could do that, you know, or you could do like more like the already recorded ones. But anyway, so I gave him some of those options. I said this or that. I did a little research for him, you know, like, so, you know what they are, like Hogan on like in person with an instructor, or like CE shop, you know, there's even a big price swing there, but it's kind of up to what the person wants. So I tried to give options.
Nice. Yeah, the CE shop's a good resource for us because we're partnered with them. So it helps us out, but it also gives your clients and friends that are coming on to real estate a very good avenue for research and get some continuing education to continue their career.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay. Yeah, and I know I had some questions on there. Oh yeah, what do you like, can you give me an example of, for your 80-20 rule, like what would be something that you've kind of pushed into the 80%, or, and you know, we're at different stages, but I guess you should, like, maybe I should be doing everything. I don't know, but like for you, you
No,
guys,
a lot of the things that we still consider your 80-20%, that's a great question, because there's a lot of things that are difficult to identify correctly. What's 80, what's 20? And a lot of people get stuck in the weeds feeling like I need to get this done because it's part of my 80%, my 20%, when realistically it's not, because it's something that's not directly generating a lead. It's not directly generating any kind of business potential for you. So hold on a second. Stop. I'm on the phone and you know that. All right. Now go away. Go away.
where there
Jeez.
are dogs concerned, we're always into it.
All right.
Right?
So give me a second to log back into my laptop.
No problem. Ezra, that's an airplane up there. So like not directly generating leads. Something that I would do that's like that might be like finding people on Facebook or updating command, but some of those things have to be done, but I gotta do them. So
Let's ask that. When you say updating command, what do you mean?
like taking my note, like when I talk with people, I'm not going to say I'm bad about this, but so far I just write down my notes and I don't put anything into command. And I need to, and I need to add like contacts or just whoever I'm talking to right now. Like that's important. That must be part of my 20%, not 80.
To an extent it is, I would say. I mean, what else would you consider part of your 20%?
Definitely like the time I spend doing my 3 touches, that's lead gen, but that's how I'm doing it, you know, and cards too. That would be part of my 20% because I take a special time, a special day to do that. I guess, I mean, that's the main thing. And so like you said, like if it's generating leads or I guess that even that part where you're putting things into man, that's trying to keep those leads, right? So I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, it was kind of like a little light went on, like, oh yeah, you're probably doing a lot that's 8%, but I'm thinking, well, do the other. We're going to sit down and like try to divvy up some responsibilities, but still, then I'm going to be like, am I doing the 80% that Jesse doesn't have to do? And then where do I push this last piece? Or how do I guess the word's leverage. I don't know, but starting to make sense a little bit.
So updating command as you're doing things should be part of your 20% after the activity is done. So that's just updating your CRM. The way you can look at that is doing your day structure in the morning, 8 to 8:30, scripts and role play, 8:30 to 9, preparation for your lead gen, 9 to 11, lead gen, 11 to 11:30 is updating your notes, and then lunch.
Okay.
What program are you guys running, Renee? I know Jason's got a similar.
What do you mean?
Like for
Your time schedule.
Stephanie asked you a good question: is how would I define, or what do I do to push off the 80%? And she made it very a good assertion that my 20% is different than it would for a new agent. So as a new agent also on a team, I just want to kind of see what you would identify with that.
I don't know. We're kind of in a weird stage right now since Jason's leaving.
Right.
I feel like every day's different for me. Like when he was gone, I was on the phone all the time. I didn't get as much lead gen done. But since I'm still working my other job, I don't have like a set. I'm kind of variable right now.
Gotcha.
But every week cards, D2 every week, DT D2 every week. And then follow up with anybody we have active in the pipeline, buyers or sellers. So, which is a lot for us.
20% just falls on what's on your GPS, and you need to have a GPS and a 411. If you don't have one now, start getting one written for next year. And that's your goals, your priorities, and your strategies for what's going to attain in your big goal moving forward. Now, independence on a team, new agent, doesn't matter. Your 20% of the activities is what's going to generate 80% of your outcome. Now, let me ask you, is inputting information into command going to generate income? Not as much as the phone calls that took place beforehand.
Yes, that's true.
But you need to put them in command to put your smart plan in, which that's one of my biggest issues right now with command is being on a team. Our features are all messed up right now. So, I can only assign, I used to be able to assign smart plans to anybody that is listed as a team lead, but now I can't. So that's supposed to be fixed by the end of the month, but right now I'm kind of going between his database and my database, so, which is pain.
Definitely. Yeah, that's part of it, Stephanie. I would say that as long as you're doing your active lead gen, the calling, the writing, the texting, the messaging on Facebook, the 20% still falls into updating command. It's when people get in the command all day and just go and try to figure out email campaigns and marketing about information and all the weeds. They can spend days doing that, and that's not part of your 80. And they're like, "Well, I got to get it set up. I got to get it all set up. I got to get it all set." No, you don't.
No.
All you need set up is login, password, contacts.
Do you have PySync set up, Stephanie?
HiSync?
PySync.
PySync.
I'm pretty sure no. I can't. I still don't know exactly what you said, but HiSync, no.
PySync.
Oh, Pi. Is it on command?
Yeah, it's a command tool to pour in your database and contacts automatically from your cell phone.
Oh.
Yeah, and so like when I do an open house, I've started when people say, "Oh, well, give me your business card," and I'll just be like, "Oh, okay, well, what's your number? I'll put it in my phone." That way, if I forget somebody's name, which happened to me 2 weeks ago when I did an open house, if I go into command and I choose the column that's most recent or date added, it'll tell me who I had added that date. So
cool. I'm going to do it. Is it
syncs with my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse will know.
Yeah, why not?
But
yeah,
it's really good for new leads, in my opinion. Especially if you're busy at the time, like it was at your guys' open house that I did that at. So, I mean, I've always used PySync, but this was the first time where it was busy and I was just like, "Oh, just give me your number and I'll put it in my phone." And then when I got home, I was able to easily just go see who I had added that day and then follow up, put it on smart plan. So
Okay, now that we're kind of talking about this, when you're in your phone and contacts, and let's just say that, well, let me just tell you the truth. I went through my Facebook friends, and I went from like 1,000. I kind of cleaned it up, you know, just so I can have a better grasp on who I really need to get in touch with. And I deleted, you know, I went from like 1,000 to 700, but that's okay. And then, so I'm just asking, maybe like with PieSync, like if I just like, let's just say there was a USB or something and you plugged it from phone to computer, and my contacts are, you know, I'm wondering, would you clean it up first or no? I want to
I only have PieSync set up with my phone, and that was the first thing I did with Command was clean it up, archive anybody that you don't think will be, like, I had a bunch of, like, I don't know why they're still in my phone, but like restaurants in Iowa City that would pop up, and it's like, I don't need that. Like, but I can't get them to like delete off of my phone. So
yeah, and of course we're welcoming new contacts, but just like some things are just like, no.
Yeah,
and
then
so,
you can just archive it.
And that way, you know, that way, you know, got 700 or, you know, whatever portion you haven't stayed in touch with, like those are the ones you're going to go after next. Yeah, but okay, I'm going to try PieSync, my little walker.
Yeah, that really helps get everybody into Command that's in your phone.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really awesome.
And like I said, I just spent one day,
okay.
It didn't take an entire day, but I just spent, you know, an hour cleaning that up. And then if you get it set up right, and I had to email PieSync because it doesn't automatically add everybody in your phone unless they have an email address attached to them. So I emailed them and I was like, I just want to take that feature off. It's the one feature that you have to take off. That way I still had everybody's phone number.
Yeah, I'm thinking
so
I have hardly anybody.
It mass puts everybody in, but now like if I update a contact in Command, it'll update on my phone too. So you can set it up to go both ways.
I was wondering, I didn't do that. I kept the feature where they scrubbed out the email. So you don't feel like it just floods you on the...
You see, so that was the issue was when I did it, I only had like 13 people's emails in my phone. So I had like no contacts in Command when I initially did it. So I had to have them take that feature off, which I don't like how you have to email them to do that, but they're normally pretty quick about it. So.
Okay, now guys. Well, questions. Number one, how do you, well, I know what D2 is, and I do it. I do it by last names. And I just want to know if you just like, you know, you just on day or whatever, retouch, you know, you go into like this A and W or something. You go in last names, you start calling everybody with the A's and then the W's, and then you text the R something. Is that correct? Because I write them out like separately. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And my second question is, Big Dan, how come in Ignite, like D2 wasn't mentioned at all? Is it a bold thing and we stay away from that?
No, D2 is a bold thing. It's not something that's taught in Ignite because it's something that's from a completely different series and course. We're just lucky enough to have a bold coach that will talk about that and allows us to talk about that. So I have the D2 schedule on the Facebook page. So
yeah, I went it.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah, I have tags.
That's what I say.
No, granted,
As he stops.
Hello. What'd you say?
I have tags for D2. That way I can go in, sort by tag, and then assign everybody per week. Like put it on my task list.
Okay, that's a good thought. So let's say that that's how you do it. And also you do the letters too? Or just differently?
Yeah, I do cards 5 a day is what I do. So
No,
25
not letters like rice letters, like letters of the alphabet.
Oh yeah, I just use the DTD2 schedule.
Okay, gotcha.
But I have a tag for each. So like J and T is a tag, and when I put somebody in commands, then I just assign them to that tag.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Somebody helped me initially put all of my tags on, but because there was a lot. But
sounds like maybe a 20% task.
To set up, no, but you do need to get it done. Look at it this way: your big rocks. That's why you need to put your big rocks on your calendar now. Lead generation, have a dead set on your calendar. Vacations, have a dead set on your calendar. Family time has a dead set on your calendar. These are big rocks. Follow-up has a dead set time on your calendar. And imagine those are the boulders in a river, right? Not moving, stationary, large, and impending. The 80% flows around it.
Wow.
Oftentimes we get distracted and we make the river the 20. And we're just trying to make our lead gen flow through the big rocks and all this other stuff. But if you have time blocked on your calendar for lead gen every morning from 9 a.m. to 11, and you stay consistent to that, and you have, lead follow-up from 2 or 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day, and you have lunch from 12 to 1 every day, or have a set schedule, then it's easy for you to find those 30-minute gaps in between when someone says, hey, you got a minute? Or, hey, I need some help with something. Then you can say, I do, yeah, at 11:30.
Okay, yeah. I never actually, no, this is a good thought, that time block for follow-up. Like, I like that. Just, that kind of is.
Well, you can ask Jason Carlton, same thing. His lead gen and his follow-up are 2 different sections because he's in different mindsets.
Yep.
Right.
He even has a separate time for sellers now, since we have so many sellers right now. But Jason has it down to like reading time on his calendar. Like he has his broken down a lot. Like wake up and eat breakfast is one. Reading is one. He has lunch every day on it. Now I don't know how strictly he always follows it, but like the morning stuff. But that's part of my issue with not being able to go full time quite yet, is that I have to adjust that time every day, my lead gen time. So it's on my calendar, it's just not at the same time every day.
Good questions, guys. I love it.
Yeah.
That helping with this stuff?
I like when we can just ask questions like this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That helps a lot. Man.
Hey, Eileen, how are you?
I'm good.
You getting that offer written?
I'm trying to figure out command.
Okay.
Me too.
Go to Keller Williams Southern Arizona's Facebook page. We have a ton of videos on there that are contact to contract that will walk you through.
And YouTube too.
Where is that?
Keller Williams Southern Arizona, or sorry, not Facebook, our YouTube page.
YouTube page, yeah.
So you can look it up by subject matter.
Yeah.
So I guess on the win side, I did coordinate a facilitator on the San Diego end for my transaction. So I just got off the phone before this Zoom meeting and did a 3-way conference call between my client and the facilitator and myself. And so we've got that set up. So now I've got to get the offer information to them.
No, don't need that.
That's awesome.
And on the other question I have is on 411 action goals or whatever. How many categories do you have yours broken down into? Because I know the one thing has business and personal, but do you have anything? Because I've got so many things going on right now that I have to get done.
So your GPS is your main goal list for the year is what you're looking at. And you can have multiple GPSs. If you have a GPS for business, GPS for personal, GPS for finance, GPS for weight loss, and then you want to
I
put
can't
big
find
goals
a
together on your
GPS
person.
form.
They're at theonething.com also.
Okay, okay, then I can get it. Okay.
Yeah, I also sent them out on that email that I sent the other day.
Well, I have
Yeah,
the
I got that.
allocation one and I have the videos, but I didn't see the forms. Okay.
You spritzy cup.
Because it's important to be able to break out your goals. And I'm sure that a lot of goals can be broken down and combined into groups, because if you feel overwhelmed, your GPS should never have more than 4 priorities to gain your goal.
Okay, I don't have, let's see here.
I just emailed you a blank GPS also.
Because I've got like 2 different 411s. I've got the original one that came with the thing, and then I've got the one thing one, but I don't have the, I can't find the goal sheet or the GPS, so I'll find it.
I just emailed it to you.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to get that all. Yeah.
So where are you in your transaction with the guy from San Diego?
I'm trying to put together the offer for the property. There's a property that I just spoke to the listing agent who it was the property he originally, I showed him before I hosted the open house there, but he wanted to see other properties. Well, that one is still available. And so he's wanting to put an offer in for it. And I talked to the listing agent today, and she's like still taking offers through the weekend. So I said, well, I'm going to make it happen. I don't know how, but I'm going to make it happen. So yeah. So
Cool. Let's get it done. Let's get it submitted.
okay. But I have to say, and Renee, this is not anything you're in fault. I can remember equations on how to figure out the vertical and horizontal inclination of a major 4-way loop on an intersection of a highway. I can figure out how much pressure, soil pressure against a retaining wall and how high and thick the retaining wall has to be. I can tell you how much crap has to flow into the septic and what size the septic has to be. But I cannot for the life of me figure out what you guys are talking about with all the different nuances of calculations for an offer. I'm sorry, it is just not clicking for me.
And you're talking
It's
lines
just
10,
not
11,
clicking
12, and
for me.
13?
What?
You're talking lines 10, 11, 12, and 13 on the contract?
Yes.
Okay. Line 10 is how much you're offering on the house.
Okay.
Here's your equation.
Hang on. Let me get it out so that I can see. Okay, so yes, so, and I've got this written down like 4 different purchase contracts. I've got it 4 different times that I've heard it taught and whatever, and it's still not computing. So I don't know if I think I've got a block because it's scaring the holy crap out of me.
It's just an equation. So line 10 is the purchase price.
That the purchase price, not the asking price.
Not the asking. If they're listed at 200,000 and your client wants to offer 190, that is the purchase price. The purchase price is 190.
Okay, so
Not the list price. List price has no bearing in this other than it's a point of starting on the negotiations.
okay.
So
Hmm.
line 10 is the purchase price. That is the price that you are contractually saying
What the
you're
buyer is
Yeah.
committing to paying.
right. And then line 11 is the earnest money. That how much money are we going to put up as a guarantee that we are going to do what we're supposed to do by the contract? That can be 1% of the purchase price. That can be $3,000, $5,000. It does not matter. It's whatever the buyer feels comfortable with. Line 12 is the down payment if there is any.
Okay, so there is going to be a down payment. How does the earnest money, because I have a note here that said that can be applied or may be applied towards the closing or down payment. How do you decipher that for the
You
earnest
write,
money?
see
What?
where the line, it's got a blank. You got the number side, and then it goes, there's a blank line.
Yeah,
You write what you do with the earnest money.
okay,
Earnest money shall be applied towards down payment. Earnest money
Okay.
shall be applied towards closing costs. Earnest money shall be refunded at the close of escrow.
okay.
Earnest money shall be given to the sellers. You can do that too. It's crazy.
Okay.
But you decide. And this is where the equation takes over on the down payment. If the earnest money is going to be applied towards down payment, then we need to take it out of the equation. So let's just easy math. We're doing 20% down on a $200,000 house, right?
Yeah,
Line 10 is 200,000. Line 11 is 2,000. What's line 13? And we're applying the earnest money towards down payment. So what should line 13, like 12 be? 10, 11, 12.
well, 20% would be 40,000, but we're taking the 2,000 out.
Yes,
And so the down payment then becomes effectively 38,000.
correct. So line 12 will be 38,000. And then next to it, you write down payment. And then the final line, line 13, is the summation of the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be $160,000 because that's 200 minus the down payment, right?
Yes.
And you're just going to put new loan, conventional new FHA loan, new USDA loan, new VA loan, new loan. Or you can make it boilerplate and just say new loan as defined in section 2H.
Okay.
A lot of my contracts will just say that new loan as defined in section 2H. The two important variables is knowing how much down payment you need and what's happening with the earnest money.
Okay, so here's the other question that has been plaguing me is there's all these upfront costs that the buyer has to go through.
Right.
And so you've got appraisal, you've got inspections, you've got certifications for well or septic and or both. You've got all this stuff. But you don't know exactly how much that's going to be up front. So how much do you take out of, say they only have $30,000 to play with for down payment and all of that stuff and closing? How do you figure all that out?
So typically you'll know a price range of your inspections are going to be between $300 and $500. The appraisal is going to be between $500 and $800. The well certification, $600 to $800. I'm sure you've dealt with them in the engineering side of things. The septic certification is actually done by the sellers.
But they're gonna wait until they've got the offer.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you tell us if they have $30,000 total, we need to factor in that we need like 2,000 of it aside for handling charges, because you've got your, we'll call it $600 appraisal, $500 for inspections. That's a $300 home inspection, $75 pest inspection, $125 sewer inspection if it's not on a sewer. So $500 there or so. So you got $1,100 there. Plus there's some discretionary monies that if he needs to get other inspections done, you have it. So leaving you with a $28,000 net balance for the rest of it, including the down payment earnest money. But the down payment and earnest money can be the same funds. They're just one's given now, one's given when we close.
And the closing costs, when we say closing costs, we're talking about specifically the
Title policies,
and
lender policies, origination, and loan fees. If you want to go to titlesecurity.com,
I did that.
that'll show you an estimate of what the buyer is going to be paying in closing costs.
And I did that. And it has helped me quite a bit. The problem is, or the thing is, that title security is for Pima and Tucson, and they don't operate in Cochise. And I went to Pioneer Title, which is the one that operates in Sierra Vista and Cochise, and they have a form of that thing, but it's pitiful. It is so user unfriendly. I can't even. So I would
look at it and see what the cost differences are. That the recording fees, the title fees are all about the same.
Yeah. So I
can't imagine it's much more.
So I was wondering whether I should even worry about trying to just using the title security one, as these are estimates.
Yeah, these are definitely estimates.
Right. Okay. All right. So then the other thing that I was working, remember I told you that the reason why I went through this facilitator option is because he does not do any kind of automation. But I did speak to him tonight about the fact that since he has someone on that end that's going to help him with that whole aspect of things, because it's making it possible for us to do this long distance thing in a timely manner, I brought up the subject again, which I had brought up before, of using or trying to see about using Keller Mortgage, because then that origination fee is about $1,000 or $1,100, that savings that he gets.
Right.
So he's going to think about that. I don't know if it's going to help him, but anyway. Okay. Okay, so I guess then my last inquiry or question, whatever you want to call it, is that I'm going to try to throw together my rough draft of what I will be printing up, and I'm going to send it your way so that you can review it.
Absolutely.
And you can tell me what I need to do from there, because I want to get this out sometime tomorrow to her.
Yeah, get it over to me. Text me when you send it. I'll go check in right away.
Okay.
And then give you the information I see on it and send you off.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I did have in the conversation, he had mentioned at the beginning of our communications together a month and a half ago, that he was looking, because I had asked him when was he looking to relocate, and so when was he looking deadline wise, you know, blah blah blah. And he said he wanted to close and find something by the end of October. Well, situation being what it is, I sort of pointed out that, and with the appraisals for how remote the area is and whatnot, that may be, you know, problematic, but we would work towards that, right? Well, tonight, when I spoke to him, he said that things would be a whole lot easier once he moved there. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, he had told me, he asked me, he said, well, you remember I said that I planned on relocating by the end of October. And I said, yes. He said, well, my lease is up here at the apartment the last day of October, but I plan on being in Arizona no later than November 1st. And I think he's starting a job at a local church or something. Anyway, he's retired. He's got retirement income and all that stuff. That's not part of his thing, I don't think. But my question is that move smack dab in the middle of a transaction going to possibly affect how that transaction progresses?
Absolutely. It's a moving target, especially if he's changing jobs in the middle of it, because it's going to change his credit worthiness and his loan ability.
I don't know that I'm not even sure that it's a job that it's not like he's transferring in. I don't know how to explain it. He's not doing a transfer of job as in he's working now and he's going to another job elsewhere. He's been retired. He's living on retirement.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, then a physical move wouldn't do anything.
So I think he's doing this job at the church as like either a volunteer thing, or it's a paying job, but he doesn't need the money. Do you know what I'm saying?
I got you now.
Okay. But I was more concerned about the relocation aspect. Is that going to impact the contract?
No.
Okay.
Just where he's going to sign, when he's going to sign.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm praying, keeping my fingers crossed, whatever, speaking to the universe and basically saying that this one that's I'm putting the offer in is going to be the one that he gets.
You'll get it, and I'll help you through it. Get it written up, send it over to me.
Okay. And then I'll also email you or text you so that I can get information for the open house.
Yeah, just let me know when you guys want to do it, and I'll pop it in the system. And if you guys need to use some signs, I've got 9-yard signs at my office you can borrow. They're big, tall metal ones with me on them, but you're more than welcome to borrow.
Okay. I know Teresa has some. I've got a table and tablecloth and various things. So we'll see what we need and let you know. And do you already have have you had a buyer's book or anything made up by title security?
Yeah, I've got a seller's book out there already.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll want to get your own sign-in sheet so you guys can take them and update your CRMs.
Yeah, we've got that. Okay.
Yeah, I only ever make agents sign in on that one.
Okay.
So. Groovy.
So
All right,
when you say you already have things up there, are they already at the address or with you?
No, the listing book is already at the house. In case someone wants to come look at it, they can sign in. I don't have any resources for the open house at the house at all. They're all at the office.
Okay.
We have plenty of buyer books and stuff that you can come grab.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, I'll get back with you later.
Sounds good. Anything else, guys?
Thank you for the calculation. Equation.
It's just another equation. Just simple.
I know I couldn't. Oh. Here was the big thing that I think panicked me. Maybe part of it. I was not understanding, or here's what I was understanding from another agent was, if the amount that I was putting in as the purchase price was over the amount of the pre-qual letter, I had to get a new pre-qual letter. And I said, well, that doesn't make sense because you've got that balance down there that says this
No,
is the loan amount.
Balance. It's the balance that you're looking
So
for.
it's the loan amount that's on line 13.
Some pre-quals will have on the pre-qual a purchase price amount.
Yeah.
Just look out for that. But most it's if they're pre-qualified for $230,000 and you're putting $30,000 down, you can buy a $260,000 house.
Right. That's where I saw it. And I kept saying, no, that just doesn't make sense to me. And maybe that's why I was getting confused, because that was throwing a wrench.
You're going against math and logic.
Yes. It was not computing to me. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Okay. Okay. So basically, we're sort of working when you're trying to figure out how much house he can offer for. You're working from line 13 backwards.
Yeah, confirm that with
the fees. What?
Yeah, confirm that with the lender, but most times, yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
So
yeah. Well, she's actually the one that helped me when I called the lender and I said, you're going to have to teach me something here because I'm not understanding this. And she was very, very kind and helped me. So, okay. All right. Thank you.
You're
Sorry
welcome.
to keep you. Okay.
That's-
And the class today with Tracy was phenomenal.
Good.
Yeah, it was
I'll make sure that he gets that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed.
Good. We'll talk soon.